we keep on telling the family that these tethers is running around here doing all sorts of weird and despicable things, bringing an element of weird crimes to the community. And with that being said, that's what I want to talk about today. It's something I didn't even want to bring to the family. A suspected tether up there in um, Washington D.C. was caught on the outside of a house. They had a camera up. This particular person had a camera up, and this no good tether, suspected tether, took a cucumber and put it in the grill of a car, one end, and the other end was hanging out. And he injected that damn cucumber into his bussy. Insane. Where the hell they do that at? Now the outside of the house camera didn't catch all this Tether's act, and he was real blatant for doing this. This is why I say he's a suspected Tether, because he did this in broad daylight with reckless abandonment. He was steps away from a school. A high school was in the area. They say it was a kid-friendly area, and I just, truth be told, don't see nobody that's FBA doing that like this. So he injected the one end that was hanging out. One end was in the car grill, and the other end was hanging out. He injected that into his bussy, and then the camera on the outside didn't catch all of them. Then he got more blatant. He must have even seen the camera. Then he takes it out of the car grill and uses his hand to inject it in his bussy himself, and he's looking at the camera while doing it. The lady inside her home seen him looking at the camera. Insane. Where the hell they do that at? And I say suspected tether because I don't see no FBA doing this, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but it don't. Nah, I ain't got no FBA doing this. But I want to say I was wrong for what I said up there in Ohio, where I said that Haitian woman was eating the cat. I got some video from it off the internet on social media where they put it out there as the lady was eating the cat, but come to find out, the news outlet put it out there that this wasn't no Haitian lady. She was an American citizen, but don't mean she couldn't have had some Haitian somewhere in her along down the line, or she could have been an anchor baby. But I don't want it to seem like we bullying and beating up on Haitian people, but we can't ignore the elephant in the room that all of these immigrants, not just Haitian ones, Venezuelan ones, no matter where they from, they bring in elements of weird crimes to the community. And we don't want this stuff attached to foundational Black American society, so we can't ignore that elephant in the room, but we ain't picking on and beating up on Haitians because I was wrong about that, and when I'm wrong, everyone's wrong. So I wanted to put that out there and make the correction because everyone's entitled to be wrong. But yeah, I wanted to put that out there and let it know I was wrong. But yeah, they're just bringing weird elements of crime. We can't ignore that elephant in the room, and it's not just Haitian immigrants either. In rural Colorado, them Venezuelans is running the residents out of their house. They got to keep 50 million locks on their doors just to feel safe. Breaking into people's home with AK-47, just a whole bunch of nonsense going on up there in Chicago. The black citizens of Chicago, the black natives of Chicago, been being suppressed while they elevating and lifting all these immigrants up, and they sick and tired of it. And even up there in Springfield, Ohio, we can't ignore that elephant in the room. It's certainly being said that these Haitians is running around roasting ducks in the park, grabbing up ducks, grabbing up people's house pets, their cats, their dogs, and just, eating them and doing all sorts of weird and, despicable things. But this really took the cake right here because this damn tether up there in Washington, D.C., um, back onto that, back speaking on that, he took a damn cucumber and injected it into his bussy. Broad daylight, reckless abandonment. I ain't even want to talk about this, but I wanted to bring it to the family to just let the family know, be aware. We got a lot of suspected tethers and just weird people now that's flooding into the foundational Black American community that we got to be on guard and on the lookout for, because this guy did this in an area where it was kid friendly. He didn't give a damn about no women, no children, no old folks. He took it upon himself to commit this heinous sexual act on himself, and they still didn't find this man. You know, the lady whose outside camera was when she was looking at it, viewed the camera footage. She said it didn't sit right with her either. It's a kid friendly area, and just the fact that he was so bold in the inside to be looking at the camera when he took the cucumber out of that car grill and injected himself with it. He was staring at the camera as if to say, "I don't give a damn." We can't have these kind of people running around in the community. Broad daylight, he done this. A kid could have seen this, a woman, anybody of the community could have seen this. It's just not good to have these kinds of people in the community because they bring these weird sorts of crimes and bring weird elements to the community. But we ain't picking on no particular immigrant, But the mindset of some of these tethers, it must be exposed no matter where they from, because they bring elements to our community that we'll feel the blowback from, the blowback too. We can't have this kind of stuff. And this suspected tether up there in Washington D.C., they still looking for this man. They want to put um, uh, sex and public charges on him, a whole bunch of charges they want to put on him, from doing that to himself, I guess. And I think from being so close to a school, and they still haven't located this person. But family, just be aware out there, FBA family, because to be aware is to be alive. And if you see someone, doing something weird in the community, don't be afraid to deliver that FBA beat down to them. But I ain't talking in the case where someone is injecting something into their bussy out there, because truth be told, I ain't touching nobody like that. I'll call the law and the law deal with it. But yeah, just be aware, family, because we got a lot of these. That's why I didn't even want to talk about the story, but I wanted to bring it to the forefront to let the family know that these suspected tethers and these tethers is just running around doing a bunch of nonsense and bringing these weird elements of crimes and weird things to the community. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.